The crypto markets look like a sea of red, complete blood, obliteration, capitulation if you like to call it that, but it's not crypto alone. We've seen that across all stock markets across the world, and they've all been affected by the one thing, which is basically what's happening in China. Now there's already plenty of videos explaining what's happening and why it's happening. In this video, what I want to focus on is really give you some context around why it's happening, but share with you which coins I've actually been buying in this dip. If you're interested, keep watching. Hey guys, my name's Ravi and welcome back to Personal Finance with Ravi Sharma. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button because I talk about real estate, cryptocurrency, and financial freedom pretty much 3 times a week. So if you are interested in that sort of content, subscribe, watch the 150 videos I have on the channel, and we'll move along. To help support the channel, a like on the video, it's free, a comment down below will really just share these videos out to more people that really need it. Now in this video, again, we're just explaining what's happened at a very high level. You can go and do your research, there's plenty of articles out there already, but I want to just explain my thought process around what's happening, why I think it's happening, and what I'm doing about it. Again, this is not financial advice, I'm just some guy on YouTube. I'm just sharing my experience here. With the stock markets crashing, crypto crashing, there's a lot of uncertainty in the market, pretty much because China might be seeing their own version of the GFC. And because the world is so interconnected, everything gets affected, and that's where emotion really comes into this. If you've seen my previous videos, I talk about why we need to create distance between the logic and the emotion. The guys that can keep the logic around times like this will do really well. So that's what I've been trying to do. As you know, on this channel, I've been very transparent with the things that I've been buying, the things that I've been doing. But if you want to get ahead of, me doing these things, I'm shooting this on 22nd of September. So you guys are watching this the next day. I've already spoken to the guys on Patreon about what I've picked. So I'm not sure what the prices will do in the next 24 hours since I'm dropping this video. But if you want to stay ahead with information like this, along with other content around Australian real estate, then definitely join Patreon. The community is growing and I'm so thankful for the people that are there because they are going to make some life-changing money, or as the guys at Crypto Banter say, wife-changing money. Now, let's kick in to what my picks were and why. Now, all the coins that I do mention, you can actually go ahead and purchase that on CoinSpot Australia. It's where I've got an affiliate link in the description below. Once you sign up, you actually get $10 free Bitcoin, and it's Australia's most trusted exchange. That's where I've done all my trading. And for a lot of people that are scared to get started in crypto and CoinSpot and not know how to use it, connecting your bank account to an exchange, I'm going to leave a video in the description below as well as a card that comes up here at some point that explains a step-by-step process with screen recording to walk you through that process. So there are 6 coins that I actually did buy up in this dip today, and I'm just dollar cost averaging, so I'm not going in and spending all 100% of my dry powder cash that's sitting on the sidelines. I'm actually going in step by step as part of my plan of getting through this period. Now, could the prices drop from making this video even in a week's time? Could it be lower than what I'm buying for? Yeah, 100% it could. But could it be higher as well? Yes, it could. That's the world of volatility when it comes to crypto. For me, as long as they sit within my plans, within my targets, I'm buying. But I'm also actively DCAing into this market even when things are quiet or when things are going crazy, like just now. So the 4 coins that I will talk about first are the ones that are in the higher to medium sort of market cap range. And these are probably going to be more safety picks rather than, speculative investments. And then the next 2, which will be the last 2 I talk about, basically on the lower end of the scale when it comes to market cap. And those are the ones that I expect, could do anywhere from 10 to 20x during this next run of the bull run. But again, there's so much volatility. There is so much uncertainty in the market. We could completely turn around and be in a bear market before we know it. So again, word of caution, when you're going into these things, you need to do your proper research, and is why I keep saying, if you're not invested in this market, that's okay. Still learn, still understand emotions and how your logic is going with it. And the thing is, there's so many online tools now where you can actually actively do it, but with fake or proxy money and a proxy portfolio, just to see how you feel about it if you did have real money. So definitely go do that, because I think the learnings from this cycle are going to play out really well for the next cycle. Now, the first coin that I did purchase is XRP Ripple. Now, before we hit the dislike buttons, I know there's a huge community out there of XRP army people, but for me, again, this is more of a trading coin. I don't believe there's great fundamentals, to be honest, but they are getting screwed over by the SEC, and I think there's a bit of price suppression with that. Now, with that, we've seen a market cap of about $44 billion. I think the potential here is anywhere from $200 to $300 billion, which I know sounds like a lot, especially when you take it in relation to Bitcoin and Ethereum right now, but you've got to think, as the market moves, and if we do actually see this bull run eventuate, we're going to see Bitcoin well into the trillions, and so will Ethereum, I believe. So I think a 4 to 5x from here is very much likely. We're sitting at 95 cents at the moment. The all-time high was $3.92, which was actually almost 4 years ago. So we don't know what's going to happen. I feel like XRP is one of those coins that will be a really good trading coin, absolutely take off and melt faces, and then pretty much do nothing for a long time. When the announcement gets made about the SEC pretty much going, here's your fine, see you later, I think the markets are absolutely going to take off. So for me, it's just irresponsible not to have a little bit in there. And so I've just been DCAing into building up a position in Ripple XRP. It's one of those coins that I bought 4 years ago as well. So there's a little bag there from back then. It would need to do a 3 to 4x from here to actually get to all-time high. So when you're looking at that, comparing it to some other projects, they've already taken over their all-time highs and some, right? When you look at Avalanche, you're looking at Solana, just to name a few. The next one I have on the list is Polkadot. So this is currently priced at 28 and 43 cents. It's got a market cap of about 29 billion, and it's about 74% from its all-time high from earlier this year. Now, this is one of those projects that I think gets really undervalued because there's not enough marketing or there's not enough voices around really talking about this. So this is where I'm looking at what's the parachain auctions going to do for this? Because we saw what happened with Kusama earlier this year when one of those auctions occurred. I think it's going to be massive for Polkadot and the ecosystem that Polkadot has. So I already have a bag of Kusama, I've got a bag of DOT, but it's one of those things that at these prices, I'm just going,
this is looking really juicy.
If this China FUD or, whatever eventuated from China actually didn't occur, I think we were well on the way, especially when you're looking at the technicals and the charts, we were primed to take off just like Solana, going past all-time highs from earlier this year, come back, retest, and off you go. So if this didn't happen, where would we be right now? Well, I can tell you now, about 3 or 4 days ago, I decided I'm done buying DOT. I can't buy it at these prices. The return for me is just not going to make any sense. And that's where I was looking at other projects. But now it's come back into my target range and I'm buying. The next coin on my list is actually Chainlink, one of those real underperformers over the last year. If we're looking at numbers, at the moment, it's $22.87 with a $10 billion market cap. It's fallen out of the top 10 where it stayed for so long. I think it's ranked about 16th now. And the all-time high was $52. So it's got to go up 131% to even reach those all-time highs from 4.5 months ago. It really hasn't done much. Over the last 90 days, it's only up by 25%. And for all you non-crypto guys that are like,
hey, if I can get 25% over 90 days, well, that's a pretty good deal.
But this is the world of crypto where things can go up by 29%, but over the last 30 days, it's down by 20%. So it's a wild, wild ride out here. And so for me, the way that I look at Chainlink, it's the #1 Oracle project. It's been suppressed for so long. It hasn't really done anything. So when you're looking at the chart, the link to ETH ratio, it's just at a level where the risk to reward just makes a lot more sense to me. And that, again, in my target range, I'm buying dollar cost averaging into that. The final mid, high cap, safe play for me is Polygon Matic. So this is a coin that I'm buying here at $1.15 at the moment, and the market cap for this is $7.6 billion. The all-time high was $2.65. So again, very similar to Link, it's 131% away from its all-time high. Now, Matic is interesting because it's got a real big, sort of scaling play with Ethereum, and we all know Ethereum's got really bad gas issues.
Not because they've got, stomach issues,
but because their gas fees are so high. We need things like Polygon to exist, and I don't think it's going to change anytime soon with Ethereum. So Polygon, the narrative plays out. But for me, what's important here is obviously over the last 90 days hasn't been great. It's been down by 2.5%, so it's really done nothing. But what's important is when we see the numbers and the charts from 3 or 4 months ago, when we did have that heavy correction, Polygon was one of those ones that absolutely took off. And because it's been sort of staying, quite compressed in its price action, I think the big move is coming. So for me, it just makes sense. At a $7.6 billion market cap for what it's actually providing, I think it's super undervalued. I expect a 6 to 8x from here is quite safe. But again, nothing can be guaranteed when it comes to the world of crypto. Now, before I continue onto my 2 low cap gems, I want you to smash that subscribe button because I talk about these things on the regular. But if you want this time sensitive content, then you definitely want to join the Patreon community. I obviously talk about more than just crypto. I talk about NFTs, and some people have been making some really good money from that. So well done to you guys. And thank you for the support. Now let's jump in to what my last two coins are. So coming in at the rank of 149 is Serum. Now this is priced at $7.64 and it's only got a market cap of $381 million, and its all-time high was $13.60, which actually wasn't that long ago. It was actually 2 weeks ago when Solana was absolutely taking off. And so for me, the narrative around Solana, the ecosystem there, it is just doing amazing things. Now I do know Solana went down, and that's pretty much when things started tanking for Solana and correcting across all the ecosystem projects. But for me, I've been dollar cost averaging into Serum since I got into Solana, which was actually in January this year. So yes, I was putting in small amounts because I felt like if the play there for Solana worked out, you're obviously going to have Solana take off, which it did, because I was buying in, I think at about $10 to $15. And now, you know, as of recording this, it's about $160 to $180. And so Serum just piggybacked off that and it's doing some amazing things. So for me, if I'm looking at this, I'm saying, okay, yes, over the last 90 days, it's up by 165%, but that doesn't concern me because I think the narrative is well in the eyes of most traders, most investors, and I think institutions are really figuring out that Ethereum can't take on all of this traffic. We may need second and third players. And I think Solana is going to be it. Now, the final coin that I did DCA into, I've been telling this to the guys in the Patreon mastermind community. I've been going into this over the last sort of 3 to 4 months, slowly just buying up positions because I do believe in what's happening in this ecosystem, being the NFT play and the gaming sort of industry. So Super Farm is my last one, and that's ranked at 237. It's only got a market cap of 177 million. Again, a reminder, everything that I've spoken about here can be bought on CoinSpot. So definitely go check out the link in the description below if you want to sign up. And for here, the all-time high was actually $4.75. That is a 670% difference between now and its all-time high. Let that sink in. It would need to go up 6 to 7% just to meet that all-time high. Now, is there a guarantee that it's going to hit it? No, there is no guarantee. But what I can see is the price has just been in accumulation mode and it's been there, but the volume is really kicking in. I truly believe that this could be your 10, 20, 30x over the next couple of months if it does play out. With NFTs, with the entire gaming space, me being heavily involved in that with, you know, NFT trading and flipping, but also understanding what games are coming out. I constantly get hit up on the channel around, you know, promoting different games over the last couple of months, but I haven't. And what I can see is the real life use of crypto is happening now with gaming and NFTs, or the speculative pay where I'm going to use Bitcoin to buy shit. Like, it's not happening yet. Same thing, you know, Cardano, it's built on the fact that, you know, it had a valuation even before smart contracts came in. So with real life utility already in place for, say, gaming and NFTs, I think it's one of those picks that for me, it's a small portion of my portfolio, but if it takes off, it's going to make a huge difference to the portfolio. But my final takeaway from this video is that you got to counter trade your feelings. If you feel like you're absolutely killing it, then it's probably time to start taking profits. And the fear to greed index as of today is actually 21, which is super low. And it's probably the time that you want to DCA in, buy up in those positions rather than when we're extreme greed, when everyone thinks it's absolutely going to take off. That's how I like to do it. This is, again, crypto. It's a wild west here. So do your research. If you want to get involved, there's plenty of videos on this channel and I've got a playlist that you can check out to get started. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you want more daily updates around this sort of stuff, the Patreon community is going to be your best place. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks, guys.